Lotta. In this short video tutorial, I would like to show you with my almost 2-year-old curly horse mare Coco how you can teach your horse to ground tie in a few steps. With a young horse it can be a little bit more challenging because resting and standing still is difficult sometimes, similar to small children. So far Coco is only familiar with the initial steps of the ground tie, so let's see how it works. Before we start, I would like to give you a short explanation about what the ground tie is. The term ground tying has its roots in the work of the cowboys and means tying something to the ground. For the horse, ground tying means standing still as soon as the rope falls to the ground. The horse remains in its resting position until it receives a contrary signal, regardless of whether the person moves away from it in the meantime or not. The ground tie is a sign of mutual trust and makes the everyday dealing with your horse much easier. Before you start how to teach your horse to ground tie, you need to take a few points into account. First, choose a quiet, fenced place to make it easier for you to practice. After a few learning sessions, you can move the exercise to a more lively, free place. I would recommend that you first train the ground tie with your everyday equipment, so with a normal halter or knot halter and a rope which is at least 2.5 or 3 meters long. Once your horse has understood the ground tie, it will work with any kind of equipment, so also with a shorter rope, a bridle and a saddle. All your emotions, positive and negative, are transferred to your horse. So especially in this exercise, it is very important that you approach your horse with calmness, self-confidence and patience. Therefore, you need to be aware of your current state of mind at the beginning of the exercise. So if you are nervous or excited yourself, these negative emotions will be transferred to your horse and it will rather not stand still. Don't expect too much from your horse. Try to get into the exercise openly and as free as possible from any expectations. Each horse learns in a different way and at a different pace. It is possible that your horse will understand the ground tie after a few learning sessions, but it is also possible that it will take a few months until it has understood the ground tie. Don't be afraid that your horse will run away. Give up control and trust your horse and you as a team. Last but not least, your horse should not panic if it steps on the rope or gets entangled into the rope. To desensitize this, let your horse walk around freely with a long rope dragging across the ground. It will step on it several times and learn how to reduce pressure on its own. Each horse should be taught how to ground tie so that it stands still while you fetch the saddle or clean the horse. Apart from the fact that the ground tie makes the everyday dealing with your horse much easier, it increases safety enormously if you don't have to tie your horse every time. If the horse panics while it is tied, it will run away and break the fence, the hook and the rope. This is very dangerous and can lead to dramatic accidents. In the following, I would like to give you a short step-by-step guide how to teach your horse to ground tie. First, make sure that your horse stands in its natural balance, which means closed and not in a walking position. As soon as I drop the rope on the ground, I say steh, so that Coco knows on the one hand that the exercise starts now and on the other hand that this word command will be linked to the exercise in time. In some video tutorials, the rope is held above the ground in the first step. In my opinion, this is not useful because you send signals to your horse via the smallest rope movement, for example walking forwards or backwards as you can see in the video. With the ground tie, you basically want nothing from your horse except that it stands still. Therefore, I would recommend to lay the rope on the ground from the beginning and if necessary only hold the end of the rope. You wait a while, stand quietly in front of your horse and watch it. As soon as your horse starts to move on its own, which happens often in the beginning, you bring it back very calmly and confidently and park it exactly at the place from where it left. It is very important that you correct every wrong step from the beginning consequently, so that your horse understands the exercise quickly and correctly. Consequence is the key to success in this case. As you can see, I also have to correct Coco several times, so that she learns to stand still on a certain place. Curly horses are extremely human-oriented, so maybe it is even more difficult for Coco to keep distance to me. Try to keep the attention of your horse with you at all times. You see that Coco looks sometimes to the right, sometimes to the left, and each time I keep getting her attention back. We also have 2 interested spectators at the fence, which makes it even more challenging for Coco to keep her attention with me and not to greet her friends. If your horse stands quietly in front of you for a few minutes, you praise it intensively and finish the exercise for that day. Standing still is a concentration exercise for you and your horse, which can be exhausting at the beginning. Therefore, don't overstrain your horse and give it the time it needs. It is better to praise at the right moment and finish the exercise positively before it turns into frustration and stress. After all, we want a motivated, relaxed horse that is happy and willing to cooperate and doesn't combine the exercise with punishment. If this step works successfully, in the next step you lay the complete rope on the ground, stand calmly in front of your horse and watch it. Again, you correct your horse consequently as soon as it starts to move on its own. Since you are no longer holding the rope in your hand, you have no direct influence on your horse. Therefore, it is an advantage if your horse is trained in body language or if you have a stick at hand to correct the horse. If it helps you, you can optionally put 1 foot on the rope at the beginning to be able to react faster. If your horse stands quietly in front of you for a few minutes, you praise it intensively and finish the exercise for that day. The duration of the ground tie can now be extended to several minutes in daily training. All in all, you can see that Coco and I are also still at the beginning of the training. Nevertheless, I'm incredibly proud of her for having done so well despite numerous distressing factors. Ground tying while I walk around her and completely distance myself from her, she did for the first time in this video. If this step works successfully as well over several minutes, you can move further and further away from your horse, walk or jump around your horse, and at some point leave your horse standing at the grooming station or cleaning it unbound. Sometimes you can see Coco jewing. This is a sign that she has cognitively processed and understood something, in this case probably that she should continue to stand still even if I walk around her. At the end of the exercise, it is very important to give your horse a clear signal that the ground tie is over now. For this, pick up the rope from the ground, take it off completely or put it around your horse's neck. Your horse should understand and learn that the rope hanging on the ground is the sign for absolutely standing still. Afterwards, you praise your horse once again for the successful training session. Finally, you can either send the horse away or invite it to you. I hope you enjoyed my short video tutorial and feel ready and motivated to train the ground tie with your own horse now. Good luck for your training.